addressing some of the questions, and I think most of the people here appreciate your advice to go to the county and go to the cities. But ultimately, it was the state that put these requirements on the cities and counties. And that doesn't that make you ultimately responsible when things go wrong to get CEQA involved and to address the problems? Because if the state was wrong and you are state representative and things are going wrong, you're the ultimate person responsible. So how can you help us directly? CEQA is one way of doing it. Saying that you're going to call Holly Mitchell and talk to her is certainly, we applaud that. But however, it looks like this thing is going to go through. And ultimately, the state is the one that puts requirements on the cities and the counties. And ultimately, that makes you responsible.
Okay, I appreciate that. Well, I will own up for what I'm responsible for. You know, even though I have been fighting for local control to be able to, you know, to develop, to build more housing responsibly. The overall, you know, outcomes from the governor, from the legislature, has been for increased housing mandates to build more housing. That goes again to what I was saying earlier, that our housing supply statewide is vastly, you know, not anywhere near meeting the demand for housing, which is why we're seeing, you know, all these $1 million homes and over that. So I do support the overall goal to build, to increase the statewide housing supply, but I will respectfully differ with you in terms of, you know, these specific projects. I am not responsible for this Vargas developer proposal in El Camino Village and its complete lack of housing or complete lack of parking. That is something that I am not responsible for.
But that's not all my question. If you could answer the question, when things go wrong, like they're going wrong now, isn't it the state's, a person like you, to take responsibility for what you voted for, what we elected you for, to represent us, to address that problem, to use the power of your office to address the issue when things go wrong? We all agree there should be public housing. We all agree there should be low-income housing. We don't disagree with you on that. What we disagree with you on is when things go wrong, and things have gone wrong in a way that everyone recognizes, but what are you going to do about it when things go wrong, when it's the state that put the mandates on the cities and the councils, and when they are not doing their job? What are you going to do to address the problem directly? You said you wouldn't get involved with CEQA. I think CEQA is one method of doing that. So tell us what you are going to do specifically as a state representative that put these requirements on the cities and the councils in this particular issue.
And as I stated earlier, I have committed to working with your El Camino Village leadership to address this project. But again, I'm not going to accept responsibility for any approval of these projects, but I will help you in trying to address the specific problem. Let me finish. Sit down.
No.
Let me finish.
No.
I gave you the respect to finish.
I'm giving you the respect to finish, but you're not answering the question.
That's rude.
Go ahead.
As I stated, I'm going to work with your housing association to address the specific problematic aspects of this project proposal, but it is not my responsibility to approve or not approve any specific project. All I can do, the way government works is that, you know, we have different levels of government that set, you know, in this case, we set the higher housing goals to build more housing statewide. But in terms of how that is implemented, that is up to the local government, in this case, the county government. Just like any other law, there are laws that are passed, but oftentimes the problem is not the law that's passed, it's the implementation. In this case, the problem is the implementation in terms of the approval of these two particular projects, which I have no responsibility over.
I would respectfully disagree with you on that issue, that when things go wrong, it's your responsibility to step in forcefully and use your office and your abilities to get this situation corrected. Thank you.